Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Green Kenobi here with a new video series of Halo Lore Explained, to where one of my friends will be teaching me about Halo lore. He'll also be recommending me some good videos to look out for. And y'all know him. I've played games with him. We played Halo Reach together, which is the main topic of this video. It's Daggo.
Hello, everyone.
We played through Reach and Halo together. Man, we had a blast playing it. We had some funny moments.
Yep, most definitely, especially exploring warthogs and which
Getting
I worked with.
Warthog stuck.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Still, I have no
Uh,
idea how we did that. I just wanted to try to get a Warthog into a facility and got stuck in a door.
yeah, and I somehow got unstuck inside the door system.
And we made the flood look like spaghetti in the most recent video.
Yeah, most recent. Definitely, it was really funny.
Oh, it was freaking hilarious.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Now, this will be a mixture of a scenes and gameplay when we are talking
Yep.
about Halo Reach lore today. So you will see
Yes.
Halo Reach footage of gameplay in the background while we talk. And when we
Mm-hmm.
get to important topics, scenes will show up.
Yep, yep.
Alright, where we should really start this with the Noble Six's background. I do know he was technically a mercenary.
Well, actually, he wasn't. He's actually a form of, FBI, right? The
Yes, I know
Piracy
about the
Service.
FBI.
Yes, he's basically like that. He works for the actual government itself, the UNSC. Basically, he's a special ops agent that's gone on many missions. That's why
He
Carter says in the beginning mission, the beginning mission of the actual thing of Halo Reach, that he was a lone wolf. He did things alone, quietly and justly. He did assassinations, murders, and that kind of sort, from what I can recall.
that would also explain why he has a lot of black ink on his record.
Yeah, the suits back at Oni wanted to make sure his actual identity of it was gone with and all to make sure everything's
Everything was kept secret.
yeah, basically. Oh yeah,
Okay,
I actually have a bit of Halo lore if you wish to know.
we'll get to the Halo Reach lore and Halo lore on we'll get to the Halo lore in another video. We're focusing
All
on
right.
Halo Reach.
Yeah. Well actually this one actually pertains to Reach, actually. Fun 717, John?
1717, John?
Yeah, Master Chief himself. In
Yeah.
fact, Reach is actually the place where he and his other Halo Spartan 2s were made, as in trained, augmented, basically put where they were basically trained to become the super soldiers they are.
Well,
Fiddle did it.
I actually knew that fact, but for a different reason that doesn't revolve around the game.
Oh yeah.
There was a movie made a long time ago about Halo, and it actually shows that the Halo Spartans were trained on Reach.
Yeah. I knew that because of, well, a few war videos myself, man. But yeah, Reach itself is a very important sector of, you know, the space of the UNSC and all.
And we'll get into why the loss of Reach heavily affected the entire UNSC after when we get to
Yeah,
like Halo and Halo 2. I'm pretty sure there's a
indeed.
lot more research and reach in the further games down the line.
Indeed.
But let's get back on topic of Noble 6.
Of course.
What all did Noble 6 do before joining Noble Team?
Well, mostly, like I said, he did assassinations, eliminations. Not much of it's actually known. Like, I've looked into it, and a lot of other YouTubers have looked into it as well. Not many know about his actual stuff. Only are very discreet about keeping their Spartans secret, after all.
Now, I was thinking because you also suggested to me to do a what if about Noble 6, which honestly I've been working on. If you have not heard of the what if Noble 6 was teleported into My Hero, I recommend y'all watch it. It's an amazing series so far, recommended by Doggo himself.
Indeed, it was a very nice series.
I mixed in silliness with seriousness, so.
Yeah.
So you had looked into Noble Six and you hadn't found really anything about his background, correct?
Correct. I've looked every which way Sunday, and nope.
Well, I'm pretty sure most of the secrets of Halo Reach has been discovered by someone. And
Most likely.
and I'm still gonna be playing through Halo Reach again. Probably not where y'all can watch, but in my own time. I'll play through the game again to understand the lore and the game better. But let's move on to another topic of Halo Reach. How did the Covenant find Reach?
Well, that was simple, really. They basically followed the trails of ships, after all, or found it by accident. You'd be surprised how often, like, basically put the winter contingency. You know it, right? When they find that. But mostly, I'm trying to remember which signal once again, but there's a protocol where they use to basically keep all information of those places secret. But the Covenant found out most likely by using ships that are cloaked. After all, you saw that the Covenant supercarrier that you saw at the beginning of the mission, right? The
So, you
Shadow of
say they
Infinite.
found a database, correct? Like a storage thing of information, like off a UNSC ship or cruiser they had attacked.
No,
Or what
more
went
like
missing?
they mostly found it by accident. Like they jumped in, found Reach, and you know, like pure coincidence. They kind of find human places. Like that's how the Covenant works. They hunt down human settlements unknowingly. They don't know which planet they're on until they learn more about it.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought they did it strategically. But them doing it unknowingly, I will have to rethink how I think about the Covenant in a little bit when it comes
Yeah,
to
that's
story
because of
wise.
Oni actually. That's actually how Oni basically has a protocol known as the Shadow Protocol, as in they erase all information from every sector of different human space. Actually, there is actually another planet that was attacked before Reach, known as it was a food world that was attacked. They sent ODSTs down there to destroy the data system there to prevent the Covenant from learning about any more areas about Unity space, or Reach for that matter, due to how important Reach is.
Would this be something I should look into? Probably find a video on.
Yes, most likely because there's no game about it. It's called Harvest. The planet Harvest was basically
Now,
a
did
food
mention
world.
Harvest first. It was the first world to fall, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, that's how it
Reach
all
being the
began.
second.
Yeah, Reach would be the same part of the war that the planets they lost. Actually, in between that time, they lost a lot of those colonies around those planets. So,
Like
yeah,
space stations.
yes, a lot of space stations, a lot of places. They had about 3,000, like 800,000 worlds. And at well, let's just say when you go into Halo 2, around Halo 1 and Reach, those numbers are dropping tremendously.
Alright. Okay, let's move on to a different character.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Choose someone from Noble Team. Oh, hold up, I got one. The Sniper, which I believe is Noble 2? Or is he Noble 4?
That'll be Noble 4.
Okay, Noble 4. I ask about this because he's the only living member of Noble Team that is still alive, and we don't really get any information on him. Well, since really that game, I'm pretty sure. I think he shows up in one other as a cameo of
Yeah, he
the
does.
Halo games,
Halo.
but that's about all the knowledge I know off of him. Now, other
Well,
than that
yeah.
he's an amazing marksman, can you give me any background information of this character?
Well, well, I can tell he was actually born somewhere off the outer colonies that were blocked by the Covenant, like the Spartan 3s. The Spartan 3s are basically a multiple version form of Spartan 2s. Basically, they're a cheaper, easier to make version than the Spartan 2s. The Spartan 2s are a lot more complex and a lot deadlier to create them because there's like a 25% success rate. But the Spartan 3s, on the hand, are a 100% rate.
If I remember correctly, there was only, what, less than 100 actual Spartan 2s ever actually finished? Because the rest died
Yeah,
in training. Or couldn't handle
yeah.
the mutations.
Augmentations.
Augmentation, sorry. But
It's a course.
uh, for some reason, I'm thinking of another series.
I gotcha.
But you'll be surprised on how many series have mutations, and if you want to count the Flood as a mutation, well, you technically can, because they
Yeah, they take
mutate.
over.
They literally evolve. They mutate. They
Yeah,
develop.
yeah. Oh, I'll say this much: when you play Halo 2, you're gonna see some involvements from the Flood.
Alright, I look forward to that as that's the next game I tackle from the Halo franchise.
Yep, and I'll be hopefully playing with you.
Hopefully. But can you
Mhm.
tell me anything else about Noble 4?
No, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that most information on him is barely scuffed. Like they barely give him any bones. Yeah, let's just say that much, to say the least.
In
Like
my
most people
opinion.
know
Sorry, continue.
most people don't know about him, and either I've looked into it as well to see if I can learn any more thing about him. I'm afraid there is nothing. They've kept him bare bones, literally.
Well,
Uh,
I will also do research and see if I can find anything on Noble 4. But it's too
mhm.
good to hear about your opinions since you know a lot about the Halo franchise that I do not know.
Indeed, especially with the ship, which actually the ship that you go to where Doctor Miss Halsey is in the
Miss Halsey's
wrecked
in?
ship.
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, that thing's actually a Forerunner ship. It's a Forerunner artifact, basically put. That's where she built Katana at, actually.
Seriously.
I'm being serious. That was a Forerunner artifact containing information on the Forerunner tech worlds, a Halo ring, which we'll talk about that later in a video on Halo
Halo.
Combat Evolved. Yeah.
Now, I did not know that. But I know the Forerunners from what I know of them from just Reach and from the other game I've played. But we're not going to get into Halo lore. We're just going to stay on Reach. But
Yep,
they're
yep.
mentioned. They're mentioned.
Indeed.
Alright, let's do someone else from Noble Team. I'll let you choose this time. Who do you want to tell me about?
Well, I'll probably tell about Noble 3. The one with the knife.
Uh, or Emil?
Yeah, Emily.
Emily,
O'Meal.
okay.
O'Meal. Eh, eh, no, he was Emil. O'Meal, sorry. Yeah, Emil. I can never remember his Spartan name though. Definitely. Basically put, yeah, he's basically one of the first Spartan threes ever made. The Spartan threes were mobile deployed unit, as I said before. Basically put, he's gone on a lot of missions where he was never meant to come back from. Basically, the Spartan threes are basically cannon fodder by all intents and purposes.
Which I honestly feel bad that they treat the Spartan 3s as cannon fodder. But I
Yeah,
also liked the character Spartan 3. And I felt so sad, even though I didn't show it during the video, when O'Meal died. Like, I
yeah,
honestly grown fond of the character, and I was not expecting him to be the last team of Noble Six, or Noble Team to be with Noble Six at the end. I was not expecting that. And if you bring
yeah.
up the fact that I blew up next to barrels, I brought that bone. Oh, come on.
Yeah, trust me, I died because of, well, elites overwhelming me or being blown up as
Yeah,
well.
but you know why that's funny from the perspective because you actually know what happened, and if you know about the Barrel War, which I'm pretty sure you do,
Yeah, you blow up
oh,
a
that was a
barrel.
series.
Yeah, that was fun.
I will not confirm if there will be a season 2 just yet. I'll let
You
you know
never
that
know.
now. But back on topic. Anything else
That's cool.
about Noble 3?
Well, mostly the Scarson's actual visor is actually a way he honors his kills, you could say. Like, when hunters put scars on their armor to mark their trophies? That's basically what Emil does. Every time he kills either a high profile target or enemy, he puts scars on the helmet he puts on. It's a way to show respect to his fallen victims, fallen enemies, you could say.
Okay, I can understand that. Kind of like a code of honor.
Yep.
because surprisingly there are quite a few characters. I cannot name them all, but I'll just name a race that does this. The Predators from Alien vs Predator. They actually
Hmm.
honor their kills.
Indeed.
I will say though, when it came to Noble Team, the ones I liked the most was definitely Noble 5 and Noble 3.
Hmm. For me, it's either Noble 5, Noble 2, or Noble 1, personally.
Alright, since I brought up Noble 5, let's go on to Noble 5. We know he's Halsey's son.
Well, actually, all Spartans who see Miss Halsey as their mother, really.
Really?
Yes, because the Spartan 2s were taken from a young age. As in, every Spartan 2 was, well, besides, the Spartan 2s were actually used to stop insurrectionists, specifically. Like,
Yeah, I know that.
when people run. Yeah,
Yeah,
basically,
they
they were
were meant
originally.
to stop terrorism and insurrectionists, stuff people that wanted to overthrow the government, etc.,
Yeah,
etc. A final hope
yeah,
of defense for basically the government.
yeah, yeah. But when the Covenant attacked, first Spartans were redeployed to stop the Covenant.
Yes, and then and then there was this whole interview process, and like I don't know how I know this. I think I'm thinking of a show or something. But there was an interview
Yeah.
they did with Halsey about the Spartans. But I'm not gonna get
Oh,
into that. I will
well,
say,
actually,
why do they treat her as a mother?
that's because they were young kids. Like they were like flash cloning, right? They basically took the actual kids away from their families, put flash clones in their place. Those flash clones died rapidly, died from different diseases, and died naturally. So they could basically use those kids, the actual kids, because they chose from a very select pool of people, select pool of kids, by all intents and purposes.
Okay, but question, you gotta tell me honestly, is Noble 5 actually the son of Halsey?
Well, biologically,
Biologically.
no, no, he's not biologically her son.
Okay, I wanted to know that because that when I played Halo Reach and you told me that, I was thinking like they're related,
No,
which
this is
shocked me so much.
no. He sees her as a mother figure and another a father figure. I can never remember his name though, sadly.
You remember that time during the playthrough before we found that information, I was trying to 1v1 a tank with no weapons?
Oh yeah, I actually saw you run up to the thing and it blasts you straight in the face.
I think I attempted it like 3 to 4 times until I actually destroyed the thing.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't for me though. Yeah, when you died, I blew up the tank with my own.
Yeah, it's funny. I can be stubborn when I want to be, but I can also be really calm.
Yeah, trust me, man. I can tell the same thing as well.
I think there's a very few times where I've actually gotten annoyed playing Halo.
Trust me, you'll get more annoying when you play Halo 2. Trust me, the amount of times I died on a certain mission is annoying, at least.
Hey,
Especially
at
with the
least
boss
it
fight.
wasn't like when I played the Halo Combat Evolved when I first played it with a certain person, and he would purposely basically kill me in the game just for a good
Oh,
laugh.
Lord.
But that
Oh,
was a
go
long
figure.
time ago. All right,
Hmm.
is there anything else about Noble 5?
Well, mostly besides from his death, not really. Like I said, his character was more or less not a joke, but more or less a good bounce off for Noble 4 and other Spartans. He was basically one of the more nice heart of the group. He tried to hold on to a bit of humanity, you could say.
He
He tried
was
to keep the lip.
definitely the kindest, and he tried to calm anyone he found down. He was the most reasonable one, and he took me for the one that would sacrifice himself for the mission type guy.
Yeah, that guy. It's always nice to have that kind of guy, though. Someone who's dedicated and honorable. That's
Tru-
someone I would rather prefer have a team than not.
Truth be told, Noble 3 also took me for the type of guy that would do that for a different reason.
Yeah, due to him being trained to not fear death. Like, yeah, O'Meal is trained not to fear death. He accepts it. That's why
He,
when he said when he was dying, "I'm ready. How about
yes,
you?"
I was about to say that. But yes, I gotta say, the most strong willed of them had to have been Noble 1, Noble 3, and Noble 5. Noble 4 is
Hmm.
still alive, and I really hope Halo, if you drop another game, you put some hints for Noble 4. Because
Hopefully,
for
we
all we
will.
know, he could be Halsey's personal bodyguard at this moment.
Yeah, I can just think about it. Oh boy. Hmm. That'd be quite interesting.
Truth be told, it could be true.
Mm. Yeah.
Or he could come back on another team, Halo. For instance, there could have been another team you could have put him on because that's what usually the UNSC does.
Yeah. Probably.
And it's just sad that you just see like Noble 4 be an outcast never to return, like being a one character that shows up for like 3 missions max and then just disappears for off the face of the earth.
Yeah, it's so weird. Hmm.
All right, let's go with Noble 2 next, which was
Yeah.
Kate, I do believe, or Kitty.
Cat.
Cat
Cat.
had something to do with a cat.
Yeah, just cat. It's actually her normal name. Simply put, Cat is one more smart of the group. Has a lot more of a brain, say.
She also lost an arm, if I do remember.
Yeah, in fact, it actually happened in the Halo Reach trailer. Basically, you know Noble Six, right?
Wait, there's
That's
a Halo
basically
Reach trailer?
yes, it's a trailer of Halo Reach. Basically, put Cat was carrying a bomb to a super carrier. She was badly injured by one of the Covenant tanks.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember watching that one now. I did not
yeah,
know that was Cat. Oh my gosh.
yeah, that was Cat. That actually, the Noble Six you saw in the trailer was the original Noble Six. The Noble Six you saw we play as is actually his replacement.
Oh, I knew that because they said that he was filling in the shoe of a lot of people that would like to leave. And it kind of suggested that the other Noble Six member died. Because
Yep,
he
and that
said,
trailer showed how he died.
it's good to have Noble Team back at full capacity, which meant there was another teammate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she was definitely the smartest of the group, and if they just killed her in the worst way. They were just like, how do we get rid of this character?
And they
And they
just
were
said,
like,
"Find us."
I would have tried to give her a more honorable death instead of walking out of the elevator and getting sniped right in the head. True, but it would be more realistic for that to happen because it's a battlefield. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and plus, Kat didn't have her shields online. She was not wearing her helmet during that point, so the shields weren't in charge at all.
Well,
That's
she
why
had
she
her
was able to
helmet
get
on.
penetrated.
Her shields were down.
Yeah, she didn't turn them on. The others had their shields on, though. But honestly, the way I see it, all of them died exactly how their characters would die. Kat got shot in the head because she was the smart one. George died from saving Reach because that's who he is, the kind, lovable nature, because Reach was good to him. And every single one how they died is how they were during that point in time, such as Carter's.
Now, I will bring up a topic at the end of this video because I would really like to hear your thoughts on it. But let's go to Noble 1.
Indeed. Carter, the leader of the group.
I honestly
Uh,
liked Carter. Not as much as I
like,
liked some of the other team of Noble Team, but I took him as the part where and he got my respect when he was still flying while injured and was willing to sacrifice himself to lead the Covenant away from his teammates cuz he knew that he wasn't going to survive long with the wound he had.
yeah, yeah. Oh, especially his death, though. Just when, O'Meal says, "Sir, you have the firepower." And he replies with, "I got the mask." and just rams him into the scabbard. Oh,
So
that still gives me chills to this day.
yeah, it's sad. Like, truth be told, one of the saddest deaths had to have been Carter.
Indeed. But at least he went out with a bang. If
Yeah,
you know, you know.
not as much as Noble Five. I will admit that is probably
Yeah,
the saddest death within Halo Reach.
indeed.
But Carter is definitely a second.
Hmm.
And now let's get to the top. Well, hold up. Before I go to this other topic, is there anything else about Noble One?
No, not really, I'm afraid. Like I said, he's like a bare bones, similar to most of the noble
Man,
class
they didn't
form.
give Noble Team any type of research done.
No, they're basically meant to be showing
Sacrificial
what
characters,
happened.
right?
Yeah, Chief is basically meant to be the big one that saves the day like a superhero. Noble Six team is basically noble soldiers, that type of feel. Like super soldiers that can die. They're meant to show that even if we can act like a big lone wolf, that working together will be the best course of options, best course to shove. They're meant to show dread, awfulness. It's meant to show a reflection of how the war was during that point in the story, how bleak
Yes.
humanity was.
Now, is there anything about Noble Team in a whole that I should know of?
Well, not well. Most of Noble Team are mostly Spartan threes. Carter, Cat, George, O'Neill, they were all Spartan threes. Well, only George was a Spartan two. My apologies. I always forget. Yeah, basically all
What was
Spartan.
Spartan 4? Or Noble
Spartan
4?
four. Noble four was a Spartan three.
Okay. And
Just
Noble
making sure.
2? I'm pretty sure he was a Spartan 3, right?
Yes. So was Carter. The only one that wasn't a Spartan three was George. He was a Spartan two.
Now, I'm just going to suggest this. Probably before Noble Team was. When Noble Team was first put together, it was probably made of Noble 2s. Or Spartan 2s.
Well, actually, make it actually was made up of Spartan threes. Actually,
Huh.
yeah, Noble, the Spartan two that entered George was not most recent, but near there. Like he was there with the beginning of it. It was like a mixed bag, really.
Alright then. Who is the former Noble 6?
No one really knows his name. I can't remember. I think it was like Spartan B232 or so. I think I can never remember his number. The Spartans don't go by a name; they go by a designation number. But which small thing, the Spartans are actually deemed MIA due to how,
Yes, because they don't want people to fear. They're called missing in action because they don't want them to know that they've died.
yes, basically put, Noble Six, the original, sacrificed himself during the explosion. He died during the process. No one knows about him because he was meant to be a one-off thing, like the rest of the Double Team.
I'm gonna say this. I think some information is still in the game of Halo Reach, and I will do some more playing through Halo Reach to see if I can find some like logs, because surprisingly, there are like hidden logs in levels where you can find and read.
Yeah, I've actually tried to find a few of those myself, actually. Which actually, there are a few logs which you found in the houses during your beginning mission.
I found one in the very first mission, and I didn't even know what it was when I found it. I looked.
Yeah, basically, it was a story about how the Covenant arrived on the planet, beginning in slaughtering the civilians there.
All right, yeah, I'll definitely need to find more of those logs. Now, is there any other like Halo lore for Halo Reach I need to know of?
Hmm. Well, that the Halo Spartan 3s were not actually on Reach. The Spartan 3s were actually made by someone else. Basically,
Who's
someone who tried to one up Halsey. I can't remember the name for the life of me, though. I think his name was Sergeant Hannon or something. I can't remember. Uh,
all right?
Basically, he wanted to one her, really.
All right. The people that Noble Six worked for before joining Noble Team, they were what were they were? They were the Oh,
They were like the Black Ops.
yes, they were like the Black Ops of, well, the
Oni.
UNSC. They like if they want something done, they would send their best and brightest. Although that now
Yeah.
has me imagining what would have happened if Noble Six was sent on an entirely different mission.
Oh yeah, there's actually been a few videos of those actually.
Are there? You'll definitely have to send me a link so I could probably do a reaction on those.
Yeah, I'll send you a YouTuber I know of that does those type of things. He does lists.
Speaking of
He's
which, Daggo has actually recommended some amazing reactions to me, like the American Wizard and
Mhm.
Space Engineers.
Yeah, which I'm happy you like them, man. I've mostly been looking to an older series as well. Like it's an LMP one, basically. You know, Twilight and Skulu, right?
Yeah?
Imagine them ending up in Halo, like Reach,
Oh
like they
my
end up in
gosh.
yeah, Reach.
Imagining Twilight Sparkle in Halo on Reach during the time of the attack
Yeah, like she basically becomes an ODST, basically put in the
with
story.
Scootaloo?
Yep, they both become ODSTs. She becomes a medic, and Skulu becomes a pilot slash shock trooper.
Is this like an animation?
No, it's not an animation, sadly. It's a voice only one.
Okay, I'll still listen to it. If it's a voice only one, I may listen to that in my free time. That actually sounds really interesting.
Yeah, basically, it goes through the entire Halo franchise, basically starting from Harvest to Reach to Earth. Basically, they don't talk about. Basically, their paths intersect with Chief after Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh my gosh, they're starting from Harvest? Ooh, that
Yep.
that would definitely be an interesting storyline to listen up to. But let's get back on
Yeah.
topic with the Halo lore for Reach because although I did mention the reactions that you told me about, I do not want to make this more than 10 minutes long of us just talking
Agreed.
about other possible reaction ideas.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So is there anything else I should know about Halo Reach?
No, the last I know of is that Reach was glass and brought back over time after the war. We saw the remaining cutscene.
I will be watching a Halo Reach lore video in case it knows more stuff that you don't know.
Yes, I may know a lot about Halo and its multiple different parts of its story, but a lot of it is obscure for me sometimes. Like a lot of it's in books. I mostly know about a lot of it because of the games. I mostly stick to the game lore mostly. I don't differentiate to the other books because I deem them not canon, in my own personal opinion.
And I understand because I'm gonna tell you about the series, and a lot of y'all probably know if you've watched my channel, the Sonic series. It is actually divided within games and comics and books alike.
Yeah, that's actually how I know about the Spartan 2's being trained on Reach. I didn't watch the movie. I watched the actual. There's like a whole like videos from the actual Halo makers, the original boys themselves, Bungie. They actually have videos of the Spartans being trained, being turned into the soldiers we know of, the Spartan
I may
2
have to check
specifically.
that out.
Yeah, I'll send you the link if I can find it.
Alright, so now I'm getting into my what ifs about no about Reach. Because I would like to put some suggestions that may find other people's interest or your interest. So first off, let's go with the theory of what if Noble Six left Reach with the Pillar of Autumn?
Oh, actually, there's actually been a few videos of that as well, though.
Yes, but in my opinion, I'm gonna tell you what I think would happen. This will be very interesting since the first Halo game does go along the lines of the Pillar of Autumn being attacked. I feel like he would evacuate with Master Chief to land on the Halo ring. Your thoughts?
Well, yes, there actually been a few videos of that. But my personal opinion of it is that I think he would stay with Captain Keys, make sure he doesn't get captured by the Elite from Halo 1.
Yes, and if he stays with Captain Keys the entire time, he would not become a flood.
Yeah. And plus, they wouldn't need to sacrifice the Pillar of Autumn.
Because the fact that Noble Six is put up against like Master Chief in terms of Black Ink and records is very interesting to me
Yeah, yeah.
because he stayed to have a high efficiency rating only equal to Master Chief.
Hmm.
And I know
Yeah.
there's probably a video out there about Master Chief and Noble Six meeting. I don't really care about that, but it would be interesting to see. And the reason I
Hmm.
said I wouldn't care about that was for the fact that I don't care about it at the moment.
Indeed.
But just imagine Master Chief and Noble Six talk it out. The only difference between the two is Master Chief needs Cortana to keep himself sane.
Well, yes, no, dependently.
We'll get into that in the
Cortana.
next. We'll get that into part two when we go to Halo lore.
Yep, yep.
But we did know that Noble Six brought Cortana to the Pillar of Autumn for Master Chief.
Well, actually, basically, that's actually not kind of true. Basically, the part of Katana we're carrying is a fragment. Katana was split in two. One was on the Pillar of Autumn, the other was with Halsey.
Oh, okay. You did not
Yeah.
tell me this when we were playing the game.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know either. I actually learned that a couple days ago, actually.
Hmm. So even if we didn't, well, I guess Cortana would be very different if we did not get the other fragment to her then.
Yeah, she would still be somewhat bound to the ship's mainframe a bit. Like, she would still, like, she is one of the more smarter AIs, but she wouldn't have the Forerunner information to get to the Halo ring.
Speaking of AIs, Red versus Blue.
Oh, God.
I,
Mm.
I'll admit, great first few seasons, great story.
Yeah,
Funny, hilarious, and honestly, very first few seasons, basically all up to, what was his name? It was one of the Spartans that came to try to grab all the AI. Oh, what was his
yeah,
name?
like, knowing that Sarge was secretly an AI was quite funny, actually.
Oh, that's freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
And it
I
was,
love my butt off.
uh huh. I admit that was fun. But now let's get into my other question I wanted to ask you.
Go ahead.
So, like, what would happen if, like, Noble Six made it through Reach and went through all of the games?
Well, if I would definitely say that much, it would be a very fascinating one to do. In my
Yes,
own personal
and
opinion, I would,
sorry, continue.
yeah, honestly, in the way I see it, when you get to Noble, like Halo 2, that mission, you'll understand soon enough because, we'll be playing that hopefully next time. But one of the missions is very fascinating to me. Imagine Noble Six working with Elite, basically forced to by another force. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil.
Now, one I imagine would definitely be ODST.
Hmm.
I could definitely imagine how they could put in Noble Six into the story. Speaking of ODST, they could have actually put Noble 4 in there, and it would kind of make sense.
Yeah,
Because a
like
lot of
he's with
Spartans were divided and sent place to place. So I would definitely say opportunity that they missed out on was definitely having Noble 4 in ODST Halo.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which we'll hopefully play that. Which
Oh, I will be
actually,
getting to that one eventually.
yes, actually I do have some information for that if you want to hear it.
Is it lore wise?
Well, yes, it takes place on the timeline part. Basically, during Halo 2 and Halo 3, ODC is basically in the middle of that. It's before Halo 2 Storm mission and Halo 3. It takes
So
place in
they're in between the games.
yes, it's basically taking place in the timeline in between it. Basically put, we're on Earth during that mission.
Okay, that's really interesting. Didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Oh, quick thing. If you want to know about the the squid thing we blew up?
Yeah.
That squid thing was actually a Forerunner creation, which the Covenant integrated into their systems, basically
Oh,
enslaved. Which actually in
interesting.
ODST we actually get one of those to help us, basically put.
All right, but let's go into this. Is there anything else before I end the video?
No, honestly, that's everything I know so far on Reach.
All right. Well, hopefully y'all have enjoyed part 1 of Halo Lore Reach edition as the part 1. Next will be part 2, Halo Lore, where my friend will be
Halo
telling me
Kendall.
all about Halo lore that he knows. I will also be doing reactions to Halo lore and maybe some other recommendations by you viewers or my buddy Doggo here.
Yep, yep.
Well, without
Oh,
further ado,
a wonderful
see
day,
you
and
next time. See you next time.